After a long time, again we are back to our class. Today our topic for 7th class, already the first and second lessons are completed, and I hope you have completed your notes part and you revised all the question answers. So today we are going with our third lesson, that is animal fiber. So already we discussed in our 6th class about the fiber to fabric lesson. Today we are going to animal fiber. We know that in each and every human being life, three things are very important. What are those? Food, shelter, clothes. What are the three things very important? Food, shelter and clothes are very important. Back to early man stage, still now there are many changes in the many changes in the way of dressing. When we are talking about early man's time, we can see that early man's time, we can see that they are wearing leaves and animal skin. What they are using? Leaves and animal skin. Teacher, will we say that leaves and animal skin are also clothes? Yes. At that time, they are not that much civilized. So at that moment, they used to cover their body by using the leaves and animal skin. So what we are telling, animal skin is also protecting the human body. So we are telling that animal skin is also a cloth. Okay. Now, did you understand what are the very important things for human beings? Food, shelter and clothing. So, when we are going to prehistoric time until now, there are many changes in our dresses. Then, next here, when we are talking about this topic, we have to talk about what are fibers. What are fibers? So, already in 6th class, I discussed what are fibers. What are fibers? The fibers are long threads. What are fibers? The fibers are long threads. Then, what is the use of these fibers? These long threads are converted into yarn. These long threads are converted into yarn. What is this yarn means? Yarn means these long threads are continued to make a fabric that is called as a yarn. Means if you are taking a fiber, this is a long thread. The continuous thread is called as a yarn. And for what purpose this yarn is used? This yarn is used to make fabric. What is this fabric means? Fabric means clothes. Fabric means clothes. See the cycle. What is happening? We are taking fiber. Okay. The fiber is converted into yarn. The yarn is converted into fabric. We are taking the fiber to yarn to fabric. What is fiber? Fiber is a long thread and yarn is the continuity of the long thread. Fabric means cloth. With this only we are going to form the fibers. Then how many types of fibers we are having? When we are coming to that topic, let us see, we are having different types of seasons like summer season, okay, winter season and rainy season. We are having summer, winter and rainy season. In summer season, we are wearing cotton clothes. Okay. In winter season, we are going with woolen clothes. In rainy season, we are wearing raincoats, which are made up of synthetic fibers. So we are having different seasons, and two different seasons we are wearing different types of dresses. Summer, cotton, winter, woolen, rainy, raincoats. Up to here, we are talking about what are the fibers and how the fibers are converted into yarn and how the yarn is converted into fabric. Now, our topic is about How many types of fibers are there? How many types of fibers? So, how many types of fibers we are having? We are having two types of fibers. We are having two types of fibers. What are those? When you are coming here, the first one is natural fiber. Okay. The second one is artificial fiber. How many types of fibers are there? Two types, natural fiber, artificial fiber. From where we are getting this natural fiber and artificial fiber? Natural fibers are occurred from plants and animals. Natural fibers, the fibers which are occurring from plants and animals are called as natural fibers, and artificial fibers, man-made fibers are called as artificial fibers. Man-made fibers are called as artificial fibers. What they are doing? They are using here petrochemicals. What they are doing? They are using here petrochemicals. There are two types of fibers, natural fibers and artificial fibers. Natural fibers, the fibers which occur from plants and animals are called as natural fibers. Artificial fibers are the fibers which occur from petrochemicals or man-made fibers are called as artificial fibers. Let us see the examples of the fibers which we are getting from plants. What we are getting from plant? Cotton, jute, okay, then coconut. These are the fibers which we are getting from the plants. Then from animals we are getting silk and wool. Silk from silkworm, wool from sheep. Okay. What are the different fibers we are getting? From plants we are getting cotton, jute and coconut fibers, and from animals we are getting silk and wool. Silk from silkworm and wool from sheep. When coming to artificial fibers, we are having nylon, rayon, acrylic, etc. Nylon, rayon, acrylic, polyester, etc. we are getting from artificial fibers. There are two types of fibers, and in our 6th class we learned about the fibers which we are getting from plants. There we discussed about cotton, jute and coconut fibers. Cotton from cotton plant, jute from jute plant, coconut from coconut fibers. And for what purpose we are using this cotton, jute and coconut we discussed thoroughly in 6th class. Now in our 7th class, in animal fibers, we are going to discuss about silk and wool fibers, from where we are getting this one and how we are going to use these fibers we are going to see in this animal fibers. Now our topic of this class is of silk and wool. Then while we are coming to silk fiber, it is a very strong fiber. It is a very strong fiber. How much stronger the silk fiber is means it is stronger than steel. How strong the steel will be, in the same way the silk fiber will be there. Do you know the story of the silk? Actually, the silk, it is true or not, we don't know. The silk is obtained or the silk was discovered in China. How it happened? A small story was there. Let us see that a small story. There was an emperor and a queen. What they are doing means they are sitting under a mulberry tree one day. Okay, at that moment what they are doing, they are having a cup of tea. Both of them are having a cup of tea under the mulberry tree. At that moment, what happened means a cocoon come and fell in the cup of the queen. So she got a doubt. What is this? Then she just took out the cocoon, and when she observed that a long fine thread is coming out from that, and by that they started what is that? Weaving the clothes by using that thread, and the silk industry was developed there. This was from a story which we know that the silk is what is that discovered by Chinese, but after that India got to know, and they started doing weaving on this silk fiber. So as I said, the silk fiber is a strong fiber which is as strong as steel. Then what is the life cycle of this silk? First, from where we are getting this silk? We are getting silk from silkworm. We are getting silk from silkworm. Now, the life cycle of, we are going to see the life cycle of silkworm. Life cycle of silkworm. When we are coming to the life cycle of the silkworm, the other name of this silkworm is Bombyx mori. What is the other name for this silkworm? Bombyx mori, or we can call it as Chilakalu. What is the name of silkworm? We will say it as Bombyx mori or Chilakalu we will say. Now the first stage of the silkworm. What is the first stage of the silkworm means when we are taking this is the mulberry leaf. Okay, this is the first stage of silkworm. What it will do means the silkworm will lay eggs. The silkworm lay eggs on these mulberry leaves. You have to understand at one go the silkworm lays around 500 eggs, and it will die. Try to understand the silkworm lays 500 eggs at a time, and it will die. Which silkworm? You have to know that one. It is a female moth. The other name for that one is silkworm or moth. The female moth lays around 500 eggs at one go, and it will die. This is called the first stage in the life cycle of the silkworm. Now, in the second stage, what you can see means this eggs changes into larva. This eggs converts into larva. In the second stage, you can see that one. What is happening to this larva? In the larva stage, we will say it as instra. What we will say? The larva stage as instra. Means here 4 stages will be there. How many stages will be there? 4 stages. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first stage, it is very small. In the second stage, slowly develops little bit. In the third stage, little more big. And in the fourth stage, it is in the form of caterpillar. You can see that Insta 1, Insta 2, Insta 3, Insta 4. Means one by one the stage is increasing. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4. At this moment, what is the work of the caterpillar? What it will do means in this larva stage, the caterpillar eats mulberry leaves. In this stage, what it will do in the stage 1, 2, 3, 4, the work of the larva develops, and when it is developing, you can see that it feeds. It The word what we have to use, it feeds on the mulberry leaves. How many days it comes to Insta4 means around 30 to 35 days. Within 30 to 35 days, the caterpillar means from the larva stage to the fourth stage, it comes to caterpillar stage, and in this stage, what is the work of the larva means it feeds on the mulberry leaves from 30 to 35 days. This is the second stage of the what is that silk moth. Now coming to the third stage. In this third stage, you can see that the larva will be converted into pupa, or we will say it as a cocoon. The larva will be converted into pupa or a cocoon, we can say that. At this stage, what will happen means this caterpillar which was there here, it forms it releases the saliva from its mouth. That saliva is called as protein. The proteins will be released from this cocoon, and these are known as sericin and fibron. What are these known as? Sericin, and the proteins released from the silkworm are called as sericin and fibrin, and when this saliva is coming out, through this a thread will be formed around the larva, and totally you can see that it will be covered with this thread, totally with a thickness it will be covered, and this total covering is only known as cocoon. This is the third stage. In the first stage, you can see that the silk moth lays around 500 eggs at one go, and it will die. Where it will lay? It lays on the mulberry leaves. In the second stage, the eggs develop into larva, and we will say that it is the instra. Okay, in this instra stage, you can see that there are 4 stages, insta 1, insta 2, 3, 4 stages. At this moment, you can see that the larva slowly develops into caterpillar form. At this stage, it takes around 30 to 35 days. The larva has to develop into caterpillar, and at this moment, the larva feeds on the mulberry leaves. You have to know that one, it only takes the food at this 30 to 35 days. After that, the silk moth will not take the food. So within this 30 to 35 days, it feeds on the mulberry leaves, and in the third stage, the larva will be larva into cocoon stage. At this moment, the caterpillar releases the saliva which contains the proteins. That saliva which contains the proteins, will say it as sericin and fibrin. And when this saliva was released, a thread will be formed. Overall, it is the larva will be totally covered with this thread, and this is called as a cocoon. And the fourth stage, what will happen? I'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.